Man, what's going on? This your boy Jay Shields. Right now, I'm finna jump off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastards, Raw Quality Sounds, Yahki All the Nations, Yahki Awakened. Man, we finna get it done. Off the porch we go. Yeah.
Hey, this shit to the top. If it's too hard to knock on the door, then this shit big kicked in. Made it up from a block where they ain't got no guap.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We right back at it, y'all. We got our boy Jay Shields jumping off the porch with us today. What it do, bro?
Man, what's going on with you, man?
Man, coolin', fam. Everything good this way, man. How everything on your end? How you feeling, bro?
Man, it's great, man. Blessing to be here.
Yes, sir. Nah, that's what's up, man. And you got the team with you, Raw Quality Sounds.
Right.
Man, can you introduce, who you got up here on the porch with you?
Man, we got YGF Devo Big Dusa, New Money, DJ Miss Hypnotic, Moshe Ben Yehuda, Pack Heavy, J Rilla the Great. We got Snoop G, Easy London. We are Raw Quality Sound, MLS, Team SCM, Yahki Nation, Truth Music.
Word, yes sir. No, that's what it do, man. And y'all coming to us from Memphis, Tennessee, right?
Yeah, but we got also Moshe, he coming from Kansas. He drove all the way from Kansas.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, we're not in Kansas anymore. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. So, yo, how I feel to be in Atlanta, though? Like, what's the vibe been like for you since you've been here?
Man, traffic been crazy, but, you know, we just been anticipating just really coming here, you know. Yeah. We were running a little late, but we were speeding, you know, doing what we do in Memphis, jumping traffic and everything, trying not to catch tickets. We ain't worried about a wreck though, you know, just the tickets.
I can dig it, man. You talk about that traffic here in Atlanta, bro. It's a whole nother world, man. They drive like it's a third world country or something out here, bro.
Right,
no rules on the road.
Not for real.
You know,
it's just crazy, man. But we made it here.
Yeah. And do you make it to Atlanta often? Like, do you come down here and vibe a lot or what?
Yeah, we just had left, you know, networking with Bigger Ranking. You know, OG Bigger Ranking.
Yeah,
we just
shout out Bigger Ranking.
Networking with him. We coming in and out of the city. You know, that's about it.
Word. No, I can dig it. I can dig it. And for those that don't know, can you break down, like, you know, what Raw Quality Sounds is? Because it's not just a label. I mean, it's like a collective of creatives, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Raw Quality Sound is just a new movement that's finna hit. You know, my nephew, you know what I'm saying, he mainly came up with the idea. He got me involved in it. You know, I'm the president, you know, the spokesperson.
Yeah.
Raw Quality Sound, it's not only just a record label, it's a production, it's networking, marketing. We're working on getting our own DJs. We're gonna do the Raw Quality Sound magazine. We're gonna have the model agency. We just doing everything, freights, anything that can make a dollar, real estate. Yeah. We just gonna take it to a whole nother level, raw quality, pure, uncut.
Word. And what made you guys take like an agency approach when it came to, you know, creating, you know, your company and all of that? Because most people come in and they're like, all right, we're a label. We got rappers, we got producers. But I saw, you know, like you talking about like, you know, graphic designers on the team and just like I said, creatives as a whole.
Right, because we basically just one big family and we want to be a shop where we can just spend the money, make it go in a circle. But we also have it where others can come and join. You just gotta fit the same energy that we have. So even with graphic design, we got Ray Chantel of Ray Graphics, our head graphic designer. And we just, instead of taking the label approach, we decided to make it more of an industry networking system. That just like with the artists, once everything just get to really moving the way we want, we're gonna do financial awareness where we're putting the artists in class to make sure not only are they just making the money, they're investing the money and pursuing other options other than just music.
Okay, word. And how did the company actually form?
Well, my nephew, he had already just been into business and he was doing a lot of just investing in others. I had the SCM, that stands for Southern Coalition Movement. So I always was into marketing, magazines. I have multiple radio stations and everything else. So we just got together and we put our head together. And, you know, he was looking at should he keep going and everything else. Very bright, ain't even 30. I'm talking about one of the smartest people I done ever met in my life. So I'm telling my nephew, You know what I'm saying? If you need me, I'm gonna jump behind you. New Money, my other brother right here, you know, he was like, man, I need you to come out of retirement also.
Yeah.
So all us just started plugging together.
Okay.
I was fortunate to meet these two guys right here through my nephew in Montana. Shout outs to Montana. You know, he plugged, and when I heard them, I'm like, man, sky's the limit.
Right.
So with the Most High's blessing and everything, we was able to just start really putting stuff together. That's how it just started taking off.
Word, no, that's what's up, man. And to tap into more of your background, what part of Memphis you from?
Well, I was in North Memphis for a minute, so
Okay.
I left
North,
there. I
North.
was in the Mound, then I went back to North Memphis, then I predominantly stayed in South Memphis.
Okay.
Then I was just like, man, I need to just really get out of the city because I don't want to wind up, you know, getting caught up. So I moved out of the city to the Mississippi area.
Okay. Okay, word. Now I could dig that. And when would you say you jumped off the porch? Like what part of Memphis were you in when you jumped off the porch?
That'll be a little too much and almost incriminating, but I probably jumped off the porch.
Statutes of limitation.
I probably just dropped off the porch probably, what, 90, 89?
Yeah.
You know, I was off the porch at a real young age, you know, dealing with the veterans of the streets.
Yeah.
So when I jumped out the porch, I realized how it was to just really be out the porch. A lot of different things coming in Memphis, so I decided to jump back on the porch
I can dig.
and just get out of the streets.
Yeah.
And just mainly use my intellect and my genius to help others get off the streets.
Yeah, no, I can dig it. And when you did jump off the porch, what gravitated you, you know, what attracted you to that life, you know what I'm saying, outside of, you know, where you was growing up at?
Money, you know, tired of not having certain things.
Yeah.
Seeing my mom's hustle, you know, dad was in the Fed, so seeing my mom's hustle. Never missed a meal, always had clothes.
Yeah.
But when you're not eating what you want to eat and wearing what you want to wear, and then looking up to your uncles and everything else, you decide to take chances that you shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have to jump off the porch because I had a job, but the type of money that it was offering wasn't the type of money that I wanted to attract the type of attention that I thought I needed.
Yeah, nah, I can dig it. And in our neighborhoods, in our community, I mean, it's about status. It's about, you know what I mean? Like, shit, do you got that shit on? Like, is you moving a certain way? So it's easy to be attracted to want to step into that, you know what I'm saying, type of lifestyle so that you can acquire these material things. Later on in life, I mean, I heard you say that you jumped back on the porch. Did you like have a true understanding that maybe like what you were doing at a certain point like wasn't for you, or what made you decide to like get back and really start tapping more into your business mind?
It never really was for me. I was trying to be something that I wasn't. I always had heart, so it was like I'm out here just really trying to be something that I wasn't, and I was actually being selfish because I was just worrying about myself. So when I just started just seeing who I should be, I shouldn't be Michael Jordan. I shouldn't be Kobe Bryant. I shouldn't be LeBron. I should be Phil Jackson. I should be a coach helping others make it through what they're going through.
Yeah.
But at first, I wanted to be the man instead of being behind the scenes.
Right.
So with that, you know, I just jumped back on the porch. I had retired for like a few years, but once I got with first J Rilla the Great, then New Money, he really inspired me, you know, and then I wanted him to just have better. Then I got with my nephew, and he was just like, when just talking to him, it was just like amazing, the intellect, and he's not waiting around for nobody to give him nothing. So I'm like, that'll be easy.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't gotta just take care of him. I ain't gotta do none of this stuff. We can actually be partners. So I decided just to come back and just quit being selfish and realizing my role, because I used to rap, I used to do it all.
Okay.
I was a good rapper.
Yeah.
But with what I was created to do, I'm created to stand behind people and push them forward and elevate them instead of being the one out there in front of the cameras and everything else.
Right.
So I just started to play my role Phil Jackson, and just look at the team that's built. Look at these guys. They're going to take everything by storm.
Yeah, no, I can dig it. And at what age did you find your love for music and knowing that you wanted to pursue that?
Well, without not dating myself, you know what I'm saying, I found that at a young age, you know. I found that at a young age because music is always around us.
Right.
So just to sit back and just to hear moms and everything playing music, aunties, uncles, you know, you mimic the songs, you dance if you can. Music been in us since we came out the womb.
Nah, for sure, for sure. And Memphis being, you know, so rich, you know, in music history. I mean, the home of the blues, you know what I mean? Stax Records, I mean, all the way to, you know, to the hip hop side with 3 6 Mafia, A-Ball and MJG, just all of the different influences in music. How much did that impact you?
Well, back then, I didn't listen to a lot of Memphis music. I listened to a lot of West and East Coast. Okay. You know, it was later on I started listening to other artists from the city, like the A-Ball MJGs, the 3 6 Mafias, stuff like that. Then as I got into promotion, I was way more open-minded, so I started listening to the Young Dolphs, the Yo Gottis, and people like that.
Yeah.
So.
Word. And when you, you know, started dabbling in music yourself, how'd you go about, you know, doing that? Like, did you have your own studio? Were you going to record like at your partner's studio? Like, how'd you actually decide, like, okay, I want to put my vocals, you know, on a track?
Well, I was just actually in the studio and I was hearing people record. So I used to sit back and just be in the background, being a hype man. Then I started trying to rap. You know, they was shaking their head while I'm rapping, but behind my back they were laughing. So that inspired me to be better. So once I got the inspiration, I surpassed them.
No, I can dig that. And at what point, like, do you remember some of your like some of your first songs that you laid down? Like, now I'm asking you to rap them, but you know what I mean? Like, but you remember like what they was about, what you was, you know what I mean, what the vibe was? Because I'm interested, especially with you saying that some of your first influences was like West Coast and East Coast music. When you were making music, did it have a different sound, or did you follow suit to the Memphis sound?
No, it was mostly just a different sound. You know, I had like Still Thuggin', Accept No Losses. Trying not to say any of the songs that you can actually just really pull up on me and see. Lay It Down, just stuff like that. So my style, it was more of everything because I listened to everything. I was like, I used to rap, but I wasn't rhyming. So I used to just picture stuff like, you know, just bumping. Like if I was like the Still Thuggin', I had like just a weird style, like picture me shooting off on niggas and busting triggers on foes with no remorse for my enemies. All you suckers remember me as SOD, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Just flowing, you know what I'm saying? So that's that in a gist. Right. After just really rapping, I just jumped full into promotion.
Got you. And what made you take that pivot and decide to step away from making music and be on the business side, the promotional side, you know what I mean? Decide to be that coach, you know what I mean?
Everybody wanted to be the rapper. Nobody wanted to be the coach. So even with my intellect, I started just basically looking at Michael Jordan got 6 rings. Kobe got 5. Phil got 11, maybe 12, because I think he got one as a player. Yep. So I went for the longevity, and I went to what I was just really good at, and that was marketing and promotion. As a little kid, I used to sell cases of M&Ms, you know, standing out even though I was lying saying I was selling them for the church, but I still was getting off the cases. Yeah. So I always knew it was marketing. I always knew I could sell stuff So that's what I just really concentrated on, and that was easier for me than even writing.
Yeah. Okay, word. And can you talk to me more about the SCM Awards? Because I know that, you know, you had that for a while, for a long time. We were talking about how, you know, I was telling you Young Dolph was the first artist that we had on the Porch, and then you mentioned that, you know, he had received one of his first awards at, you know, the SCM Awards.
Yeah, SCM Awards, it had first started out the Knockdown SCM Awards. Then it just went to basically the SCM Awards. It was an independent award show, and people came from Atlanta. You know, one year I had Bigger Rankin, Tony Neal, DJ Scream, TJ Chapman, DJ Q, DJ Miss Hypnotic, DJ Big V, DJ Lomax. I had everybody there, you know, so it was just basically an independent award show. Bobby Womack allowed me to name an award after him.
Right.
He actually presented it. I had the Pimp C Artist of the Year award. Mama West blessed me with it. I used to talk to her a lot on the phone. Young Dolph done performed there. Trina done performed there. Lil White, Lil Chat, she done performed. Just some of everybody.
Yeah.
You know, Fiend with No Limit, Mr. Magic with No Limit, Hot Boy Turk, you know, so it was just a legendary run, which I'm bringing it back again next year.
Yeah.
And this time, you know what I'm saying, of course, it'll be raw quality sound, and we're gonna show them how to really set that stage on fire.
Yeah, no, I can dig it, man. I think it's so important for us to have award shows for us, you know what I mean, and not be stepping out looking for acceptance from some of these mainstream companies or, you know what I mean, these mainstream brands that don't even acknowledge like the impact that some of our artists that we know and love, you know, have really had on the game. So I think that's, you know, really dope, you know what I mean? And we need more of that. Like the Ozone Awards was really dope, you know, back when Julia was doing that, because it, you know, when they were doing the Source Awards and, you know what I mean, all of that type of stuff, or BET Hip Hop Awards. You know what I mean? It's like some of these artists that we know and that we tapped into don't get acknowledged at those mainstream, you know, shows. So.
Okay, well, let me speak this into existence. If it's the Most High's will, next year when we throw the award show, we're gonna have the Off the Porch Award, and right after this interview, I'm gonna chop it up with my guy that's speaking to me now and see can I book him in advance to be one of the co-hosts and get up there and talk to the artists, because we have an open panel and everything else.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, I'm all about manifestation, so let's definitely put that together, bro, for real. Now, also, I saw that you work with Yahki Awakened, right?
Right.
And I saw you guys were in New York, like when he was doing Sway, but I mean, just in terms of like him and his brand, what is it like working with that brother? You know what I mean? And how much pressure is it to be eating right and you know what I mean?
It's very adventurous, you know, because it's just a totally different movement.
Yeah.
With dealing with the herbs and the holistic side. So he's a down brother. We got together and decided to work. You know, when he first offered me the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, I chose the money instead of just really working with him. And then once it took off, I felt kind of left behind, and I'm like, man, they doing all this and look at where I'm at. So after that, I just kept going forward. But when the opportunity came back around, we had both matured. I was able to embrace him as a brother, and he was able to embrace me as a brother. And not only are we building together, we save a lot of money by building together. You know, I don't have millions of dollars, but I have millions of dollars of resources. And in this industry, if you count on just your money, you'll run out. Your money will run out before my resources.
Absolutely.
With my resources, as long as I keep breathing, I can always keep starting all over again.
Yeah.
But a few bad investments, you just can't go out there and pull money out the tree.
Right. Nah, that's real. What other types of like business ventures are you like stepping into and you know, working on these days?
Man, much of nothing, because I done summed up everything to what I'm doing.
Right.
You know, it's nothing but J Shields Promotions, Yahki Awakened, and Raw Quality Sounds. With that branches to everything, including MLS. Also, shout outs to Miss Honey. She wasn't able to make it. You know, her plane was running late and everything else, but that's my main focus. You know, just those 3 brands, especially the Raw Quality Sounds and Yahki Awakened.
Yeah.
I wake up every day with that on my mind.
Wow. No, I can dig it. I can dig it. And then since working with Yahki, like, has that changed anything with you in terms of like health-wise, or how you move, or how you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, basically it changed a lot of us, because when I got knowledge, I shared it. So of course I done started trying to eat right. I done got more active. I'm still a pretty big guy, but I have lost weight.
yeah.
So just really holding myself accountable. My nephew with Raw Quality Sounds, he had tripped me out. He even went to the website. He bought him the 3 bitters and everything. And
Yeah.
this guy eat way better than me. He always telling me, "Unc, eat right, eat right." I remember I was just on the road, so you know I can be cheap. So I stopped at Taco Bell to feed everybody.
Yeah.
He was like, "Unc, don't feed them that bull crap." He like, "Nah, we don't eat stuff like that."
Yeah.
Nah, so even with him encouraging me, you know, I done laid off a lot of the red meat.
Yeah.
You know, I done started eating better. So I got Yahki in this ear encouraging me, and I got my nephew in this ear. And together, you know what I'm saying, they have zero tolerance for a lot of the foolishness and a lot of the eating.
Yeah.
So I just sit back and just really just think and soak in.
Right.
J Shield Promotions, Yahki Awakened, Raw Quality Sound. All that together, that just feeds in everything.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you said an important word there, accountability. That's one of the most difficult things for us to do, is to hold ourselves accountable. Can you speak on just, you know, having a team like you have, and the importance of being able to hold people in your team accountable, but at the same time, them being able to hold you accountable as a leader?
First of all, you surround yourself by people that's not afraid to check you. If you're doing something wrong, they're supposed to be able to come to you in a respectful way and tell you, look, you're messing up. You're supposed to be man enough to stay out of your feelings and listen. Second, you surround yourself by people that's prosperous. Because if you're the only one eating and you fall, can't nobody help you up.
That's real.
One of my things I used to tell people, and I still tell people, if you're the only one eating, you're not a boss, you're a target. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta put not only yourself in a position, your team gotta be in a position. If you can help them without babysitting them, that's what you do.
Absolutely.
And you just hold yourself just accountable. You know, when you're out in public, you are who you present yourself.
Yeah.
So if somebody got a bad perception on you, you might want to look at yourself. Where did they get that bad perception from? Then you surround yourself once again by people that's not gonna bite their tongue. They're gonna let you know. You know what I'm saying? I sit back and look at New Money right here. Every time he think he got me, he be like, "Oh, I got you this time. You this, that, and this." But when I explain to him why he don't have me, he like, "Dang." Jay really tried to get me the same way. "Yeah, I got you." Because he thought I spent some unnecessary money on something I didn't need.
Yeah.
But when I told him it was just an accessory, he was like, "But I almost had you." With Ray Chantel, you know, she keep me lifted up and everything. She a headache, but she keep me lifted up and everything. I got my brother Moshe Ben Yehuda. He constantly calling me, praying for me, because I don't want to be sucked back into the streets.
Yeah.
I done had my taste. I don't want to be back in it, so he called me, pray for me, he make sure my mind right and everything else. So I try to surround myself by people that love me. Wow. Snoop G, he always asking me, "My bro, you all right?" Even when I ain't all right, I tell them I'm all right, because it's like a nail. If it's a nail, he got a hammer, he gonna hit it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make sure I'm all right. Then I always just put myself in positions. I barely leave my house. I'm just constantly working. Because if I can stay out of the way, I'm not jeopardizing myself. And if you're not jeopardizing yourself, you're not jeopardizing your team.
Yeah.
So when you got people that'll love you and will do almost anything for you, you can't get so where you're like, man, I'm untouchable. I do this and do that.
Yeah.
Because you'll jeopardize your team. People get hurt. People go to jail.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I jeopardize my team, once we get through with it, they supposed to pull me into a circle and whatever and be like, you risked everything, and they supposed to check me.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna do the same.
Yeah, no, that's real. What are some things that you do to keep your vibrations high?
Man, just great conversation, great conversation. I try to finish my work, you know, then I just really feed back into myself, you know what I'm saying? I talk to my brother Moshe Ben Yehuda, you know what I'm saying? We have this little prayer line where it's nothing little dealing with us. We have this prayer line.
Yeah.
When I get through, you know, talking to him, you know what I'm saying, I call like Yahki, you know, he'll throw me little nuggets, I throw them back. Then the rest of the day, probably about 12 hours, I call it my zero tolerance program. I'm talking to my nephew all night. Sometimes we be on the phone 12 hours and we just strategizing, because as smart as I am, if I don't just keep my mind focused on the right thing, I start looking at the wrong thing. So we just talking, planning for the future. And I always be like, if it's the Most High's will, if you got a plan and if you stick to that plan, you don't have all that idle time to do dumb stuff. So I make sure I just surround it, everything. I used to talk a lot to New Money, but once his brother got back into town, Snoop G, you know what I'm saying, I don't get a chance to talk to him that much because they ripping and running and moving around.
All right, now I can dig it, man. You said you stepped away from the music industry about 4 years.
Right.
So like, what made you, you know, after stepping away, really want to, you know, dive back in?
All right. First, I realized I was selfish because I called myself retiring.
Right.
And I'm like, I got basically everything I want. I got vehicles they paid off, got a 3-story house. I'm just straight. But I realized, what position did you leave everybody else in? So by that time, Moshe Ben Yehuda, he had hit me up and he was like, we need to do something together. So we started Truth Music. Then from there, J Rilla, New Money and everything, they was like, I need you and everything else. So I started just really getting back focused. The money wasn't a major issue because I always could make enough, and as long as I can pay my bills, I'm straight. Because see, I have this own world called J World. I'm the richest person in that world. I'm the best looking person in that world. You hear that, Devo? You hear that, Dusa? Y'all ain't even in my world. I'm just extremely sexy in my world. I have the most money in my world, so I'm so confident. So I had to come back out of that and just really go to just really trying to help others. Then when my nephew just gave me this plan and he was like, I'm gonna go for it, and I told him I'm gonna bag him, that was the deciding factor. So I just really started doing it. And not only was I able to help my nephew, I was able to help the streets, and I was able to stay true to my form and help the people that serve the Most High.
Right. And speaking on like staying true to your form, like how does Raw Quality Sounds, you know, support its artists, you know, with integrity and, you know, and with the type of music that they're releasing, and like, you know, and navigating through like these commercial sounds and things like that, you know, because it's easy to want to make music to sound a certain way, or say, oh man, we got to make a TikTok record, or I gotta. So how do you support the artists and maintaining that integrity in their music?
Well, we are fortunate enough to have great artists that had already had their own vision. They was already independent, working, and see, with that vision, we was able to just really talk to them and see their vision, and explain to them our vision. Devo had already had a movement going on. Big Dusa had already had a movement going on. So we came in to really polish them. And as far as standing behind them, we listen to them, they listen to us. We tell them, you know what I'm saying, no matter what phase the music in, it's always find yourself. Everybody always talking about sticks and Dracos. Y'all can talk about it, but at the same time, do something for the females because y'all like females. Do something for, you know what I'm saying, the party. Y'all like partying and everything else. Just don't stick to the spinning because pretty soon the spinning get played out.
Right.
Because even with Pop, he had the thug stuff, he had the party stuff, he had social issues, he had everything else. So with my nephew, he's not playing it. He's like, man, no, man, we ain't gonna be investing all this money and the only thing y'all doing is spinning the block, Dracos everywhere and everything else. He like, no, and he's a true music connoisseur. His favorite rapper is Jeezy, my favorite rapper is Jeezy. So he already knows, so he sit back now, he's picking out the beats and everything else. He got a good ear and everything else. So with that frame of mind, it was just like, in the artists that we have, we all came together and we just came up under this one umbrella and it was like, man, we gonna make it with no excuses. We gonna have zero tolerance for all the bull crap.
Yeah, no, I can dig it. How important is it to stay connected, like to the local Memphis scene and you know what's happening on the ground there?
It's important, but it's also really finding your own wave. We pay attention. We try to network with different Memphis artists, but we're trying to get our own lane because see, Memphis has so many different cultures, so many different sounds and everything else. So we listen to what's going on, but with raw quality sound, we try to find our own lane. That way we won't sound like everybody else.
No, I can dig that. And Devo and Big Dusa dropped a video for Pretty Hurts.
Right.
What's the plans like? Are you guys a group, or are you, or is it just the chemistry is just there with y'all, so y'all just knocking out songs together and
speak on it?
I like I said, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm Rick, he Morty. I'm Shaq, he Kobe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So whenever we get in the studio together, all it takes is for us to hear one beat and we gonna look at each other and boom, magic happens. That's all I can say.
Nah, for real.
I can dig that.
It's just like you said. I mean, it's just the chemistry, to be honest. Like, we in a group, like, we our own individual artists, but at the same time, it's like we stick together, though.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, every time we get in the studio, it's just magic.
Yeah. No, I mean, I could even tell when you guys did the live performance, like, the chemistry is crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, I can dig that. I can dig that. We were talking about manifesting earlier. And I do a little segment on here that I call the Manifestation Hour, basically where I give you an opportunity to like manifest some of the great things that are going to be happening moving forward. Would you like to, share like some of the things that you manifesting and building on?
Well, I always lead off as it's the Most High's will because without Him, I'm a simple man. It's like I went to sleep, I was a knucklehead, and I woke up and I had a brain in my head. So with His power and will, we finna do a whole lot of things. As far as raw quality sounds, our goal is 200 million. And well, he say 3.
Hey, there we go.
But the original goal was 200 million. So if we aim now for 300 and we fall short with 30, we still done did more than the average person on this planet.
Absolutely.
As far as with Yahki, me and him talked last year, our goal was to make $1 billion. And that's gonna be fairly reasonable if we just keep going the way we're going.
Absolutely.
For this with what I'm doing with Moshe and stuff, our goal is just the Father's will, and wherever that takes us, that's where we go.
Right. I can dig it. And I didn't ask you earlier, but how did you and Yahki connect? Like, how did that come together? How did that happen?
Yahki actually is a rapper.
Gotcha.
I'm actually finna start working on his album. They say it'll go double platinum. And he performed a few times at the SCM Awards.
Okay.
So we met through that, you know. We met through a mutual person in St. Louis, and from there we just established a friendship and a brotherhood. Once we just really got to talking, we realized that we was actually family. The same blood that goes through his vein go through mine. So being family and not even knowing it, that allowed us to even build a closer bond.
Word. Have you heard, what's my guy name, Stunner Man, who bitch eat a salad? That song been going viral lately. So when you say Yahki was a rapper, I get to thinking about, like, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
is bro gonna be spitting about, you know, about eating right and the herbs and, you know what I mean? All that.
Yeah, and not only that, he's one of the coldest MCs I done heard. When I say a rapper, where his intellect at, that's where his lyrics at.
Yeah.
So he's gonna take you on a journey.
Right.
Yeah.
What would you say is one of the biggest life lessons that you learned?
Quit being selfish. Even though I know how to talk, listen to others. Be man enough to know when you're wrong, you're wrong. Apologize. I was talking to Ray Chantel the other day, and I was kind of like upset and stuff, and she said something to me I don't remember, but right then and there I got quiet and I listened. So I done learned, when you're not wrong or when somebody come to you with a message, especially from the Most High, you shut your mouth and you acknowledge what they're saying.
Yeah.
So I learned how to humble myself. You know, throughout life, once I jumped off the porch for a minute, I knew how to make money and everything. So I done always had basically everything that I ever wanted, because as long as I had breath in my body, I hustled until I got it. But at the same time, I was just really worried about me. So when I started to worry about others, that's when I stopped being selfish with SCM. It's coming back, but it could have grew a lot bigger. But the only thing I was worried about really was SCM. You know, back then, if you would have reached out to me, which I hope you ain't never reached out to me, but if you would have reached out to me, I wouldn't have supported you. I was supporting SCM. Now, if you was a member, because we had 3,000 members, then I would have supported you.
Gotcha.
But I realized SCM was a networking thing. So if you're not networking with people, how is it really a movement?
Right.
That's why I spoke that into existence. I don't even really know you, but what I've been seeing you doing, I'm like, man, if the brother is willing, man, I'm gonna get him a part of what I also got going, and I'm not looking for nothing free. After this, I'm gonna figure out what you'll charge to talk on a panel, your booking fee, and I'm gonna pay you. Hopefully he don't bust my head and give me some ridiculous prices that I can't afford, but I'm gonna do that.
Hey,
and see, with my nephew, you know what I'm saying, he does the same thing. It's like, sometimes I look at him and I listen to him like, man, I'm glad I know he's my nephew, because, man, I hope he wasn't no love child and then the mother sent him at me and I really don't know. But, you know, I incorporate just a lot, and I just really have zero tolerance in just being selfish and thinking of yourself.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
You know.
One of the strongest attributes of a leader is being able to take a step back and then also listen to your team and learn from your team. You know, you don't never want to be the smartest person on your team, you know, and you don't never want to be the only person that has all the answers. You know what I mean? So I think being someone who can step back, be held accountable, as well as hold people accountable and have that respect, like those are the strongest attributes of a good leader, and a way to have your team you know, follow behind you, you know what I mean? And be willing to go above and beyond, you know what I mean? Because everybody's got those same goals in mind, you know?
Okay.
So, man, that's what's up, man. What else you working on, bro? What else you got coming up?
Man, on the 5th, we finna drop the video Work.
Okay.
And we really finna give it to them.
And I saw y'all had that set on the YouTube channel ready for the premiere. So,
Right.
see, I got your promo game up.
Right, so we got Perfect Timing, which these guys are gonna do a live performance here. We got Honey album finna drop. We got Devo and Dusa, well, YGF Devo and Big Dusa.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Put some respect on their
Yes,
name.
sir. Yes, sir.
Put some respect on their name. We got they album finna drop as a collaboration.
Okay.
Then we gonna work on their solo album. We got a label project finna come out. And that's gonna really shock everybody because between YGF Devo, Big Dusa, and Miss Honey, they finna just really just take the industry by storm. Miss Honey, she's from Houston, Texas. You know, she works with, I think, Artistic Kids. She got this movement called Ransom, Twerk for Ransom. And the young lady dancing, and she's actually showing with dancing and twerking, you can keep your body healthy, you can release positive energy and everything else. Of course, when the guys and everybody else watching, they ain't thinking about keeping your body healthy.
Right.
They just moving their head.
Right.
But everything has its just points.
They looking to release some other positive energy.
As far as this outside raw quality sound, you know, we got New Money and Snoop G album finna drop. That's called what? Brothers Keeper? That's called Brothers Keeper. We got J Rilla the Great album finna drop. We got the lovely DJ Miss Hypnotic. Her album finna drop. Right. Cool Running DJ, Team Bigger Ranking, LaFace Beauty Bar and Cosmetics and everything else. So I forgot to even mention, we have our own beauty and barbershop.
Right.
So we taking stuff step by step. You know, Raw Quality Sound, the album, YGF Devo, Big Dusa, collaboration, Miss Honey, then their solo, then we're gonna keep trickling down. We got everything going.
Wow.
Some of it coming out at the same time.
Wow.
And special shout outs also to Jazz Faye Promotions. She's always the one behind the camera. She keep us on point, she keep that camera on us. I didn't wanna not mention her.
Yeah, nah, super important, man. Teamwork make the dream work. What does the word discipline mean to you?
Well, they go back to that word that we really don't like, accountability.
Ooh.
You know,
Yes,
holding
sir.
yourself accountable,
Absolutely.
doing what's right just because you know it's right, not just because somebody's looking. Really just conducting yourself in the right way.
That's real.
All right, me, I believe in the Most High. I believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and I feel like he's always watching me. So I always keep myself in accordance. Then when I'm with the guys, it'd be a lot of stuff that they doing, but I feel like, man, I'm gonna be the one sitting back, I'm watching everything, I'm networking everything, so I have to have the discipline because when they're having their fun, sometimes I wanna get out there, you know, old guy got moves.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still enjoy myself.
Yeah.
And then it's a blessing to have my nephew because he has an old school spirit like me. So a lot of times we might be in the corner just watching everything, tripping and everything while everybody's just having their fun. And last but not least, discipline, you gotta have zero tolerance for all the bull crap that comes your way. You gotta know the difference between right and wrong and hold yourself accountable. There's always zero tolerance on foolishness.
Yeah, nah, absolutely, absolutely. And what a lot of people don't understand is when you discipline, a lot of times you're doing things that you might not want to do at that time, but you know that it's necessary for the job or for the business to get handled. And I think that's something that a lot of people need to understand, you know, is that, you know, discipline comes with, you know, them late nights, early mornings, or those times where, you know, you might have wanted to spend your time over here doing this, but nah, this is important right here, and I need to be over here and make sure that this gets finished, you know what I mean, before I can go and do maybe what I want to do, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. Jay Shields, man, you got any shout outs you want to give before we get out of here?
Man, shout outs to Miss Honey, wish you could have made it. Of course, shout outs to my nephew, you know what I'm saying, for help putting all this together, you know. This basically was his idea. You know, he did the research and everything else, brilliant mind, you know what I'm saying? So shout outs to him, you know what I'm saying? Shout outs to just everyone who came out, everybody that's on the porch. Most of all, shout outs to you. Right. You know, I done watched a few of your interviews and I love what you're doing. And may the Most High continue to bless you as long as you're doing right by your platform.
Yes, sir.
Shout outs to Ray Chantel for being the graphics behind us. Shout outs to New Money and Snoop G for being always on call if I call them. YGF Devo, Mr. Military himself, Big Dusa, you know what I'm saying? DJ Miss Hypnotic for just really being there. Jay Rilla the Great for keeping me active because he always with his shenanigans. Easy London in the background. Easy London in the background. Don't never have 3 words for nobody. Pack heavy, you know, for doing the beats. Big shout outs to Goliath, you know, out of Memphis. Goliath do a lot of our promotion and everything else. E-Vision, you know, he do a lot of our videos. Moshe Ben Yehuda. All right, who did I miss back there? Did I miss anybody? Huh? Can't hear you. Yeah, Truth Music, shout out to Truth Music, you know what I'm saying? With a Z, the Z is for Zion. You know what I'm saying? Hitman PG. You know, just shouts out to everyone. If I didn't call your name, charge it to my mind and my heart. But if you've been on Dirty Glove Bass and I forgot to call your name, this Dirty Glove Bass thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you've been on Dirty Glove. See, they smoking that stuff and then I started to mess with me. But if you've been on Dirty Glove Bastards and I didn't call your name, it's probably because you didn't call mine.
Huh. Yes,
Can't forget Montana also and everything else. And special shout outs also to Miami Mike. I almost forgot about Miami Mike.
Shout out Miami Mike.
You know, I've been behind the scenes with him, you know. I got a platinum plaque for Hit the Quan, you know what I'm saying? It's one of the guys who broke it. And shout outs to him. I don't know if you mentioned my name, Miami Mike, but I'm gonna mention yours. Next time, tighten up if you didn't.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Jay Shields and Raw Quality Sounds. Appreciate y'all pulling up, jumping off the porch with us.
Man, appreciate you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Run this shit to the top. If it's too hard to knock on the door, then that bitch get kicked in. Made it up from a block where they ain't got no guap and